We'll find out what you need to attract more butterflies to your garden, and we'll learn about what could be the healthiest sport in the world. All of that and more is today on SoFlo Health. That is a photograph in homage to the water tower that used to be here in Fort Lauderdale for the International Swimming Hall of Fame, where we are today. Hello and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Franke, and if you're new here, we talk about things when it comes to health, exercise, nutrition, and how to get involved in all of it. And sometimes we go to cool museums like the International Swimming Hall of Fame. Behind me, you'll see some Olympic memorabilia of actual swimsuits worn in the events. Over here, we have some of the original clocking technology to keep track of swimmers' times in Olympic races. Anything from a stopwatch or some high tech for the times. Today, we have very precise technology to make sure there's minimal controversy. There's a lot more to see here at the International Swimming Hall of Fame right here in Fort Lauderdale. But first, have you ever wanted a butterfly garden of your own? Well, Butterfly World has the answer for you. Now, I don't have to convince you that swimming is good for your health. You knew that already. In fact, we've all known that for a very long time. So much so that cigarette advertisers used to pair Olympic swimmers with their ads. Take a look. In front of me are historical advertisements and comic strips that illustrate the health of swimmers and then the health of cigarettes. Well, since then, we have certainly changed our tune. As you can see here in South Florida, we're making sure to keep it as tobacco-free as possible and hopefully litter-free as well. And swimming isn't the only way to take care of your health. In fact, our friends at SoFlo have IV therapy that may be of interest to you. How much coverage swimwear should or shouldn't have has been in discussion recently during the Olympics. And in fact, it's been a discussion throughout time. And here you can see the history of swimwear. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Franke. We're at the International Swimming Hall of Fame in Fort Lauderdale. It's currently under construction, but there's still plenty for you to see, and there will be plenty more in the future. If swimming isn't your thing, don't worry. Mr. You Can Too is going to show you how you, too, can speed walk. From the fountain of youth in the Roman times to the Dark Ages and all the way as far back as the Bible goes, swimming has not just been documented, but it's been celebrated and often associated with health. And here to tell you more about that and this museum is Bruce, the former president and current historical consultant of the International Swimming Hall of Fame.
We're in a building that was created in 1990. The original Swimming Hall of Fame building is on the back of the complex, and that was created in 1965. So we're an older museum that doesn't have all the bells and whistles that you'd expect in a modern museum today. It is more of the collection of the history of swimming from 10,000 years BC, when it was a life-saving skill, to the modern Olympic Games. It covers everything that you can imagine to do with the water. Scuba diving, snorkeling, these are all things that you can only do if you know how to swim. But swimming has impacted human culture and history in ways that you can't even imagine is possible. So exploration was possible because people knew how to swim from shipwrecks. Africans and as slaves and Native Americans were the great swimmers of the planet, and then systemic racism in America and in other countries prevented African Americans from learning to swim, so they lost the art of swimming. So at one point in time early in our history, the Africans and slaves and Native Americans were the great swimmers, and maybe 20% of Euro-Americans could swim, and mostly they were degenerate sailors and those type of people. And once the Red Cross started, in most pools and beaches here in Fort Lauderdale, African Americans couldn't find a place to swim. Swimming is something for everybody, and it's really important as you get older. When you can't do the impact sports, when you have hip and knee replacements, the place to go is in the pool. But don't wait till then. Get in the water, enjoy your life on the only planet that has something you can swim in. And Florida has so many great places to swim.
Dr. Sam teaches you how to properly do everyday activities while avoiding injury, and more from the International Swimming Hall of Fame after the break. That's Johnny Weissmuller, also known as Tarzan. In fact, most people probably know him as Tarzan, but he's in the Swimming Hall of Fame because he has 5 Olympic gold medals and has set 57 world records. So I think we should start remembering him for his Olympic achievement as well. They certainly do here at the International Swimming Hall of Fame in Fort Lauderdale. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Franke, and we're in the photojournalism section of the museum, which is perfect for us because that's what we do. Well, there's still more SoFlo Health to see and more International Swimming Hall of Fame, but first, watch this. In the photojournalism section of the International Swimming Hall of Fame, we get to geek out a little bit because they have cool equipment that we as a TV crew might be able to use to make some pretty cool images. If you take a look down here, you'll see some of the original underwater camera housing used to take some of those photos that we wouldn't have been able to see without it. Now, if you take a look around here, watch out there, and you'll see the pioneer of split camera lens technology so that we're able to get those 50-50 camera shots of seeing what's happening underwater and above it. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Franke, and we've been spending the day at the International Swimming Hall of Fame, which will eventually look like this. And right now, it looks like that. And you see that tower back there? It's going to be the tallest high dive stand in the Western Hemisphere, standing at 27 meters. And we can't wait for it to be completed and to come back and visit. That's all for this week's episode of SoFlo Health. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you can watch previous episodes of SoFlo Health on SoFloHealth.com, and you can follow us to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy. And until next week, I'm going to read some more about Ronald Reagan's swimming history, and it's goodbye and good health.